So Nigel Farage has won the Clacton by-election in a move that surprised literally no one. But if you were expecting a triumphant victory lap on stage, you would be dead wrong, because instead of showing up to the count, Princess Farage declared himself the winner hours before the result, hiding out at a bizarre overnight festival, blaming security threats, a claim which Essex Police immediately threw cold water on. Now, when you look at the numbers, and the fact that he managed to lose nearly 27% of his vote share to a comedian wearing a bin on his head, it's not hard to see why he skipped the stage. So let's break down this chaotic end to this chaotic by-election. Farage preempted the official decision by giving an early victory speech at his party's overnight rally. Now, he claimed that he couldn't attend the official count at Clacton Leisure Centre because Essex Police had told him about a credible threat and an organised campaign to degrade the result. Now, the problem here is that Essex Police almost immediately said, "We have a proportionate operation and we didn't advise any candidate not to attend." That's further backed up by the fact that Count Binface himself even spoke to Essex Police and asked directly whether there were any security threats, and he was told unequivocally no.
I asked Essex Police, was there any credible threat of a disruption here? And I can tell you they said unequivocally no, it was safe to go ahead.
And to put it simply, Princess Farage just didn't want to stand on stage next to his 33 rivals and answer questions about his embarrassing numbers. So let's move on to that now. Let's look at these embarrassing numbers. If we break down the maths, Farage won 63.3% of the vote. Now, in any other election, any other by-election, that sounds like a landslide. But remember, Labour, the Conservatives and the Liberal Democrats and the Greens all boycotted this election. So he was basically running in an open lane here. So to lose almost 27%, I'm really fighting against myself not to use lines about swing bins in the fact that this is a 27% swing to a bin. I'm going to move on. So Count Binface captured 27% of the vote. And in what world does a sitting MP lose over a quarter of the electorate to a comedian in a novelty hat? So this was a massive protest vote, proving that even without Labour, Tories, Lib Dems, Greens on the ballot, voters found a creative way to register their disapproval at his £300,000 stunt. So let's move on to how he celebrated this. And where was Farage while all these votes were being tallied? Well, he was at Farage Fest, an overnight cringe rally held at a nearby airfield complete with a Ferris wheel and whatever this was. So yeah, after his victory speech delivered before the victory was announced, they flew into this AI-generated anthem, which I'm not going to play because I'm sorry, this is quite the worst piece of robotic slop ever to assault human eardrums. You need to go and listen to it for yourself, but I would honestly, I would not. You're not missing anything. So between the fake threat, the ghosted declaration, the ear-bleeding AI slop music, the entire event felt less like a political victory and more like an episode from the thick of it, to be honest. In summary, Farage may have secured his seat, but stepping back into the House of Commons, he has officially unpaused the Parliamentary Standards investigation into his £5 million bung. Unconditional gift. I keep getting that wrong. Which we've had confirmation that investigation has already restarted. So as Count Binface put it after the count,
all I will say to you is what happens next. Let's all meet for part 2 of the Clacton by-election, coming soon to a leisure centre near you.
So please drop your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe if you like that sort of stuff. Like the video if you liked it. Dislike if you don't. That's all good. And I hope it was useful. I'll see you in the next one.